Fallout continues after the Alabama Supreme Court ruled that frozen embryos created during in vitro fertilization have the same rights as living children. Now, the state's largest hospital says that it will pause IVF treatments while it analyzes the court's decision. Meg Oliver has more on the ruling and its impact.
34-year-old Jasmine York is from Alexander City, Alabama. She's the proud mother of a 13-year-old daughter, but can no longer have children. So she turned to IVF doctors at the University of Alabama at Birmingham.
I have no fallopian tubes due to ruptured ectopic pregnancies. We're supposed to transfer back in January and have had a couple of mishaps. And so we were really looking forward to March 20th was when I was supposed to transfer.
Is IVF your last hope to have a baby?
Yes. There is no other way.
The university said in a statement that it was pausing IVF out of concern physicians and even aspiring parents could face criminal punishment following the state court's decision, even if the hospital adheres to the proper standard of care.
What are you telling patients in Alabama today?
We're telling them that there remains a lot of uncertainty. We're not certain what is safe and legal for us to do with regards to IVF.
Dr. Mamie McLean is a physician at one of Alabama's largest fertility clinics.
We're taking this day by day. Ultimately, we're worried that there's going to be fewer babies born in Alabama because of this ruling.
Last night, Republican presidential candidate Nikki Haley spoke to our Gayle King about the court's decision.
The question that I was asked is, do I believe an embryo is a baby? I do think that if you look in the definition, an embryo is considered an unborn baby.
York firmly disagrees.
These are not living children. If they were, things would be a lot different in my world and all of these other women's world. And we want living children. That's our goal.
The University of Alabama at Birmingham told CBS News that it has no idea how long IVF procedures will be on hold. So I want to bring in CBS News campaign reporter Taurean Small for more on how this really is impacting the 2024 presidential race. So I want to talk to you a little bit about Nikki Haley and her messaging, because one of the things that we've noticed is at times she has hit some bumps in the road when she is asked about more controversial topics that may not be controversial. Like when she was asked about the root cause of the Civil War, she answered one way. When she received some pushback and pressure, she sort of clarified. Sometimes it seems as if she is struggling with messaging. With the messaging and how she's going to be received, like depending on who the audience is. This is another topic. This Alabama decision is another area that could be, filled with landmines for her. How is this impacting her messaging? What are you hearing from the campaign?
Yeah, so we've seen her, especially in that interview with Gayle King, walk back her comments that she made about this Alabama ruling. There, as we just heard, she said she agrees with the definition of an embryo being a baby or a child, but she did distinguish that she disagreed with Alabama's Supreme Court's ruling. Now, how this is playing into the state of the race, she's targeting independents and moderate Democrats to join into her tent because she knows that this is Trump country, especially in South Carolina. The Republican base is broadly in the image of Donald Trump, so it's going to be a much harder climb to convince those voters to come on to her campaign. But as we've seen she do in Iowa and New Hampshire, she's looking to win over maybe some disillusioned Democrats, some independents who aren't too interested in the top of the ticket to side with her. Gaffes like this could be extremely detrimental to her success in convincing them.
Yeah, and I know, this is a conversation about IVF, but it does kind of overlap with the abortion conversation. And this is an area that GOP candidates have really wrestled with, because just because you're, a Republican voter doesn't necessarily mean that you are aligned with, say, an evangelical point of view. Yet evangelicals are a really important constituent group for Republican candidates. So my question to you is, what are you hearing from voters about what they want from their candidate on this very delicate topic, and how are conservative politicians addressing this?
Well, Anne-Marie, what makes this even more interesting, Nikki Haley has largely said on the campaign trail that the fellas, as she called them, so the males that were running for president, got the abortion conversation wrong. She said, you know, there needs to be more nuance to this conversation, which makes this gaffe or her comments, flip-flopping on her comments, even more interesting. I was at an event yesterday with Laura Trump, Donald Trump's, of course, daughter-in-law, but a surrogate for his campaign, and she avoided the conversation altogether. She didn't want to respond to the question about the Alabama Supreme Court's IVF ruling. Representative Nancy Mace, who's also out here supporting Donald Trump, did have a bit more nuance in this conversation. This is what she said last night. Take a listen.
I don't support any effort to take away IVF from any woman in this country, number one. And this is an issue we're going to have to talk about. We've got to talk about abortion. We've got to talk about birth control. We've got to talk about making sure we don't take away women's rights to IVF for women who are childbearing age and want to give birth to children. That is something I'm extremely passionate about. I'll be working very hard to make sure that doesn't happen.
Now, that's certainly not inconsistent to what she's been saying, even as a congresswoman in the House of Representatives. She's been pretty consistent on adding nuance to this conversation, which again makes it much harder for Nikki Haley to distance herself from the Republican Party and call herself an independent or moderate, open person in this race, especially as she's looking to finish strong in a state like South Carolina, where Donald Trump has a commanding lead right now.
Yeah, Taurean Small. You never know what's going to come up, right? The conversation changes like every other day. Taurean, thank you so much.